G'day, I'm Jazza'S, here to tell you about Jazza'S Arty Games V2. Jazza'S Arty Games is a fantastic art idea generation app available on Apple, both iPad and iPhone, and Android phone and tablet. It's a lot of devices right there. Now, if you've purchased the previous version of Arty Games, this is the same app, so don't worry, you don't need to buy anything again, just go update the app and you'll see the brand new design and a whole bunch of extra goodies and features. And I thought it'd be useful to make this video to show those of you who are getting the update to see how it's a little bit different and some of the cool added bonuses in it. But also thought it'd be a good chance to share Arty Games with those of you who have never seen it before. So let's just take the grand tour. Starting off with the game mode single games, you can see we have this beautiful carousel here, and these are the different Arty Games modes. Now, those of you who don't know, Arty Games is not a drawing app, it's an art idea generation. Basically, if you're looking for inspiration or creative ideas, this app is exactly what you need. Sometimes our best work happens when there are parameters or limitations, or we work on a theme that we wouldn't have thought of ourselves, and that's the point of the Arty Games app. For example, you can play with a color challenge, give yourself a 3-color challenge with a time limit anywhere between 1 minute and 60 minutes, or an unlimited time. Simply hit go and it will generate 3 colors to limit you to out of your collection of colors. And basically you can build your profile and add your Copics, add your Prismacolor pencils, add your color collection, and it will give you 3 colors generated from your collection of colors, or 1 color or 5 colors. That's how the color challenge works. Then moving on, we have the character challenge. This is actually my personal favorite. I'm a bit of a character art junkie, and you can have it generate a character design, meaning a single character's look, a scenario, meaning a character in a situation, or generate out of either of those random. For example, let's see what we come up with here. A 1-man band with a scarf dropping something valuable. So that's a bit of a scenario, and I have this set to unlimited, so there's actually a refresh button here, and that means I can just generate as many as I want, and they're all incredibly different. Basically, we have 3 separate lists with thousands of items and options in each list that it randomly pulls from to give you something really different each time. A stubborn pirate that's holding a flag with skin made of stone. A shoemaker that is writing a novel who has a cup of tea. A concierge wearing pristine white clothes causing a disturbance at a wedding. The idea is essentially it thinks up ideas for you when you can't think of what to draw, which is sometimes the biggest struggle with being an artist, and this is one of the reasons that I love this app so much. For example, I myself struggle to create environments. It's like one of my Achilles heels, but with this app I can simply draw a colourful forest that's having a party for the Queen's Jubilee and features a corn maze. A cavern that had a rock concert the night before and features a feral child. There really is no limit to the amount of combinations you can get, and it's a really fun app. So those are the random idea generation ones. Then we have the incremental challenge. This is where it gets a little more playful, so it will give you a face or a full body, female, male, or either, and it will reveal parts or features of that person incrementally, so you don't actually know what you're going to be drawing until the last step is revealed. Then we have the Scribble challenge, and basically you can choose the amount of scribbles. 1 is quite simple, 2 is in the middle, and 3 is a little more complex, and it will give you the scribble that you copy down, and you can turn that into an image. The copy challenge is particularly for those of you who want a bit of a warm-up practice. It will give you an image to copy, something a little high contrast and a little interesting, and one of the great updates with this app is it's downloading it from the cloud, so you're using less of your device's storage to use the app. Next we have the design mix challenge, which will give you 2 random objects which you are challenged to combine in a creative way. Basketball and briefcase. I'd be interested to see what you might come up with that. I mean, I guess you could create some sort of a holder for the brief, I don't know. But take it serious, you're designing products here, and see how you could innovate. You actually might create the next big invention. Who knows? And last but not least, in the single game, we have one of the coolest parts of this app, in my opinion, the custom generator. And this is what makes this app valuable for people who are not just artists, but just creatives in general. For example, if you're playing a game of D&D and you want to create a character, but you don't want much control over it, or you want some surprises, you can create an unlimited amount of lists. For example, lists of clothing items or locations or adjectives, and you can place these in any order and it will randomly pull out of the infinite amount of inputs you put in there. So you could literally randomly generate whatever ideas or for whatever purposes you want. And I know people who have loved this and used this for writing prompts, or like I say, for D&D. It's one of my personal favorite things to see people use it for. And again, with the time limit or with an infinite time limit, there really is no end to the amount of fun you can have with single games, but there's more. Aside from the fact that you will have noticed that every time you go back to the main menu, there is a new Jazza avatar, or Jazza'S, as I like to call it. Oh, by the way, special bonus hidden feature, you have a 1 in 10,000 chance of having a horrific looking coder art version of the Jazza avatar. Not drawn by me, drawn by the coder of the app. So if you ever get a version of the Jazza avatar that you have never seen before and looks absolutely horrendous, you should feel very lucky. It's very rare. So then we have the challenge mashup screen, and this is really cool. So basically, you can select any number of the previously mentioned games that I mentioned. So if you like the character ones or the environment ones, the incremental one, you can select one or more. You can have them pick them randomly or go through in a cycle, sort of circularly. And you can select anywhere from 1 to 100 rounds, and any length from 30 seconds up to 30 minutes. A new feature we've added to this update is you can actually change the gradation of the game, so that let's say you have 10 games where the first game goes for, let's say, 5 minutes. You can make the round timer get slower and perhaps do a, let's say, a copy challenge, so that by the time you hit the last game, you have 10 minutes as opposed to 5 minutes, which is what you started with, or you can get faster and hopefully speed yourself up and loosen your reflexes artistically as you go through the round. So that's a fun feature we've added to the updated game, which allows people to get looser in their drawing experience with a more relaxed end outcome, or perhaps tighten them up and keep them on the edge. Other than that, everything you know and love about the Arty Games app is all there. You can create your custom profiles, and there are various settings. You can engage a child mode, which will mean that anything like themes of drunkenness or violence won't be involved. Otherwise, it's a perfectly family-friendly app, but if you want to keep it less taboo, you can definitely tick that. So that's the Arty Games you know and love, with some extra bonus features, plus it's built from the ground up on 64-bit architecture. It runs a lot smoother, and there's going to be more updates in the future. So go update your Arty Games if you have Arty Games, and if you haven't got Arty Games, go check it out, because it's a really great tool and a fun way to come up with art prompts or some random list generations of your own for whatever projects you want. It's basically your creativity go-to to have a bit of fun. Now, speaking of which, the old version of the Arty Games app has been out for a couple of years, and that means that there have been thousands of you who have enjoyed Arty Games and shared your Arty Games results with us on Twitter and Instagram using the hashtag Arty Games, which I would invite anyone else moving forward in the future to continue to do so. However, I thought one of the best ways to show off how cool and fun and creative this app can be for people's creative process would be to showcase some of the awesome community artworks and results of your Arty Games. Enjoy.
I feel like I need to do something Jazza'S today. How about another round of this guy, huh?
It's a great app, go get it. It's a lot of fun, especially if you like to draw.
I'm going to be doing the ultimate Arty Games challenge.
I think it's really clever and is really helpful to us artists.
This is a lot of fun. Let's do it.